All right, you two. We're about to get into it today, man. Feeling blessed, man. Just moved into my new place, but I just wanted to address what the most important thing is when it comes to fitness. All right, like y'all don't understand that majority of this fitness shit is mindset. Y'all have no clue, and the issue is that you guys think that in order to reach your goals, it's all physical stuff. You got to do a certain water fast. You have to hit a certain amount of macros. I had some dude ask me yesterday. He's like, "Hey man, like, what's your macro split? Because you weigh the same as me, but you look way more shredded than me. You know, you have more muscle." That's because of time. That's because of consistency. All right. Listen. There is no perfect macro ratio for you to reach your goals faster. All right. You have to consistently eat high protein while you're lean bulking, put on a decent amount of muscle, and then when you cut down, eat high protein, maintain your strength, and you'll be aesthetic. But it takes time, it takes years. You can't skip the work. You cannot skip the work. And a lot of people try to find different ways to skip the work. And that's where the issue comes in. That's not how this shit works, yo. Like, it just doesn't work like that. We all know it takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. But when you tell someone it takes 4 months to lose, 20 pounds of fat, they're like, oh, that's too long. The 4 months is gonna fucking pass anyways. Like, y'all are too impatient with this shit, man. And the thing is, stop focusing on the fastest way to get to your goals and focus on becoming the person that can get to and maintain your goals. I was talking to my client about this just now, and it's like, yo, like, what's gonna make you always make the right decision regarding, fitness, being healthy, being the best version of yourself is when you actually change and recreate yourself, right? You gotta change and recreate yourself. You gotta become someone who's gonna make the best decision in every situation. For example, right? I've got to a point where it used to be like when Thanksgiving came up, when holidays came up, when birthdays came up, when I went out of town, I used to struggle. I used to stress out about different things, and I used to be like, oh my God, like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I have to binge because I'm out of town. And now I'm at the point where it's like, yo, there's never a good time to be unhealthy. So I'm always gonna eat healthy. So if I go out to a restaurant, I'm gonna look at the menu, I'm gonna find the healthy options because I'm thinking that way, right? When you think that way, you'll find the healthy options. When you're thinking negatively, or you're panicking, you're gonna find the unhealthy options and self-sabotage and go into those cycles. When you're locked in, it's like, it doesn't matter where you are, you're always gonna make the right decision. You're always gonna make the right decision. Like, there is no time where it's better to be unhealthy. Y'all get that confused. You're like, oh wait, like, I'm out of town, I can't really do this right now. Like, I was out of town, so I had to eat unhealthy. No, you didn't. You chose to eat unhealthy. Life is a series of decisions. If you always make the right decision, if you always make the decision that aligns with your goals, you're gonna get to your goals. The problem is a lot of you guys don't even set goals. Like I said, a lot of you guys think this shit is all physical. Majority of fitness is mental. It's about changing your perspective on shit, right? A lot of you guys don't even realize that nutrition is 80% of your results. So you go in the gym, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get these abs. You do a bunch of bullshit, and then when you don't get the results in 2 months, you're like, I'm done. You didn't change your nutrition that whole 2 months, and you want the results. Like, you're not fucking locked in, yo. Like, you're just not locked in. Like, the thing is, I used to be that person that used to ask people like, hey man, like, how do I get my abs like that, man? I really want abs, I really want abs, really want abs. And they're like, just be consistent, build some muscle, get lean, and stuff like that. I was like, yeah man, but I want abs now. And they're like, it's gonna take time, you gotta be patient, right? And I was like, dang man, they're gatekeeping. They weren't gatekeeping, right? They were giving me what I needed to know, right? But until I become that person who has enough patience and who could be consistent enough, I'm not gonna get to that point and realize that they were giving me free game. You see what I'm saying? So for a lot of you guys, right, you guys are rejecting the answer that's the only answer. When I'm like, yeah, calorie deficit, high protein, man, you gotta stay consistent. You're like, man, it gotta be something else, man, it gotta be something else. And it's like, no, you just gotta be consistent, and you'll see that that's what it is. That's what it is, all right? Consistency is everything. Now, another thing I wanted to address, man, a lot of people be like, hey man, if I was, if I had abs like you, man, I'd be good, man. Like, if I had abs like you, I would stop working out. Well, that's the fuck why you don't have abs like me. You're not in love with the process. I'm in love with the process of working out. I'm in love with becoming the best version of myself. I'm in love with relieving stress by going to the gym, right? I'm in love with being the best version of myself. When I go to the doctor, all the numbers look healthy. When I get my blood work, all the numbers look healthy. I'm in love with that process. I'm in love with having good gut health. I'm in love with all that stuff, right? You're not in love with that shit, but you want the results of someone who is in love with that shit. You got to change the person if you want to get to that place, right? You got to change who you are if you want to get to that place. And the reason you're never going to get to that place where you have abs or where you have abs like me is because you fucking have low standards. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, if you're like, oh man, if I had abs, I'll stop working out. I will never stop working out. Whether I had abs or not, I'm not going to stop working out. I love working out. I love eating what I'm supposed to eat. I love feeling energetic 24/7. I hate having hangovers. I hate hangovers, so I don't drink. All right? I fucking hate hangovers. You waste like 3 days of your life just because you wanted to get lit one night. So I hate shit like that. So because I'm in love with the process, I'm in love with being the best version of myself, a side effect is going to be I'm lean, I'm going to have abs year round, I'm going to stay below 12% body fat year round. I can't not be 12% body fat or lower year round. It's just a side effect of my consistency, my habit, my standards. Your standards are low as shit. You don't really have standards. You don't move with intention, and you wonder why you're not reaching your goals. All right, your goals are a result of your standards, of your actions on a daily basis. They are not a result of combining, water fasting, watermelon fasting, and keto for 2 months. That's not how you're gonna get to your goals. All right. Another thing is a lot of you guys don't even realize where you are, right? Where your starting point is. You guys look at a 3 months transformation, or you guys will look at Alex Eubank's transformation. That shit was like 3 years anyways, and you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna get there in 3 months. No, you can't skip the work. You guys always try to skip the work. Here we go. All right. January 1st is coming up, so a lot of people are going to tell me stuff like, they're going to be like, hey man, I'm going to get your results in 4 months. All right, I'm going to get your results in 5 months. No, the fuck you're not. It takes longer than that because you got to build muscle, then you got to lose fat. Your starting point is 50% body fat. You have to lose a lot of fat, which is going to take at least, 9 months to a year to lose enough fat to get 10%. But then you got to build up muscle, which is going to take another 3 years. You see what I'm saying? That's the shit you guys don't want to hear. But 4 years later, when you're not at your goals because you didn't put the work in, the 4 years passed anyways, but now you're hating on people. Now you're projecting that shit. When if you put the work in, you would have been where you wanted to be. But y'all never do that shit, all right? That shit happens over and over again. And here's the thing. I know this shit is called body game. I know fitness is physical body physique, but all of this shit is mental. It's all mental. If you have to be a physical specimen, or you have to be super athletic, or you have to have like the greatest genetics of all time, I wouldn't be where I am today. The only reason I am where I am today is because I'm persistent and consistent. Now, I'm only trying to have my best physique possible. I'm trying to maximize my physique. I'm not trying to look like C-Bun. I'm not trying to be the biggest bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be the strongest motherfucker on earth. All right? Like, I know you guys will all say, like, oh, you're not stronger than this guy. Well, yeah, I'm not trying to be stronger than him, but I'm the strongest version of myself. And I'm definitely stronger than you, which I don't really care about. But you're not working on yourself, and I'm working on myself. Right? And like I always say, man, you guys think this body game thing is like, oh my God, I want to do body game so I can pull chicks. That's some goofy shit, bro. That's some goofy shit. Because the thing is, obviously when you're on body game, you're going to pull chicks, but that's not the reason you do it. It's just one of the side effects of it, all right? It's literally one of the side effects of it. Because guess what? When you are mentally locked in, when you have high standards of yourself, you're going to have a different aura. It's going to attract people. It's going to attract different opportunities, different jobs. Cool. It's going to attract a lot of different beautiful women. It is what it is, all right? It's just one of the side effects. You don't do it just to attract women, all right? If you go in with a reason like that, you're never going to make it, right? Because after 3 months, you'll be like, dang, I'm not attracting anyone yet. No, you don't have that mindset that you need to have. Here's the thing. When you actually focus on being the best version of yourself, improving yourself mentally, and you take a day in, day by day, you focus on day in, day out, you are going to improve your life to the point where you get more business opportunities. People are going to notice you a different aura at work. You're going to get different job opportunities. You'll even maybe blow up on Instagram if you post on Instagram, but at the same time, you're going to attract, more attractive chicks. Why? Because you've leveled up. Here's the thing. You don't do certain actions. You don't do like these small certain actions to attract a chick. You don't do, small, short, temporary actions to get to your goals. You become a person where those actions are second nature. For example, right now, right? If I go on autopilot mode now, right? I'm literally going to eat eggs. I'm going to go to the gym. I was just telling my client about this. I was like, yo, I got to take a day off, man. I'm going to take a day off of social media. I'm going to take a day off of working out. I'm going to just relax, man. So, I try to relax a little bit. I read a book, I read a couple of pages of a book. I finished the book, probably like 20 pages. And I was like, all right, I'm going to relax. Next thing you know, I'm in my car and I'm parking at the gym. Like, what the fuck? And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll work out since I'm here. I worked out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a cheat day. I'm going to eat whatever I want to. And then, I opened the fridge and I started cooking. And I looked down and I got eggs, bacon, and English muffin. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then I go through the whole day eating whatever I want to, and I hit all my macros. You know why? Because that shit's second nature. Because the person I become mentally, the habits that I built, makes it second nature where I'm going to look like how I want to look because of what I'm doing on a daily basis, right? A lot of you guys are like, okay, I'm going to do this until I get to my goals. With that mentality, you're never going to get to your goals, all right? Because it means, first of all, you don't love the process, and second of all, you plan on quitting and jumping ship. Anytime you plan on quitting and jumping ship, that means that the ship that you're on is not sustainable in the first place, all right? And you guys never get to that point because of the way you're thinking. Stop trying to jump ship and be like, you know what, man, I'm going to just do this until I get right, and then I'm going to look like you, and then I'm going to go back to eating whatever I want to. That's not how it fucking works, all right? During the process, you become a person who realizes that, okay, the reason I never got lean is because I always jumped ship too fast. I always quit too fast. I always had too many cheat days. And I didn't realize that nutrition is a big portion of it. And mindset is what keeps my nutrition locked in. You got to keep your mindset locked in. You got to have those people around you keeping you locked in. Like, I don't think y'all don't understand that in order to be 25% body fat, versus 10% body fat, you're not the same motherfucker. Like, people just don't understand that shit. And it's like, you're not going to understand it until it happens to you, because going from 25 to 10, you realize a lot of negative habits that you have, and you start to see those negative habits in people around you, and you're like, yo, being around this person and me having these negative habits, you know, made me someone I don't like, but also they're not helping because they're still reinforcing those negative habits, and they still have those negative habits, and they still expect them from me, right? So you start to surround yourself with different people, all right? You start to surround yourself with people with higher standards. Like, you cannot have the same friends at 30, 25% body fat that you're gonna have at 10%, all right? Can't have the same habits. If you're always eating pizza every weekend, you know, drinking booze, and I'm sorry guys, watching your Cowboys lose, you're not gonna have the same habits when you are locked in, going for a hike on the weekends, you know, watching your Cowboys lose, but this time you're eating smart food, and maybe you're drinking a Diet Coke or something like that. Maybe you're drinking a calorie-free drink or something like that. Maybe just one shot of tequila, but you're gonna change your habits. You're gonna change your surroundings, all right? It is what it is. Like, everything changes when you are at that 10% body fat. When I was at 25% body fat, my daily habits were different. My thinking was different. I had that victim mentality. I was like, oh, everything happens to me. Oh, I just have bad genetics. I don't have abs because this is that. No, 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 no. Every single inch of belly fat that any of you guys have was earned. So if you have more belly fat than you want, if you have more body fat than you want, it was all earned. This shit is not given. It's just not. I know they're always like, man, success not earned. I mean, success isn't given, it's earned. That's cool. So is failure. Like, if you are overweight, right, you have successfully been in a dirty bulk for a long period of time. All right, because if you don't overeat, you won't gain weight. It just won't happen. So if you're overweight, you have a lot of belly fats because you're sedentary and you've been eating like shit. It's very simple. All right, you did that consistently. But once you realize that, once you realize you're the problem, you'll realize that your solution to your problem, and then you can really lock in, right? I see it way too much. Everyone thinks that this fitness shit is all physical. Do 10 push-ups to grow your chest. Eat high protein. No, 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 no. You got to become the person who's going to be patient, who falls in love with the process, but who those decisions become automatic because you just know it's the best decision for your goals. When you have goals, when you have standards, when you have intention, the actions that you take are going to be automatic, right? Versus when you want to find shortcuts or you just want the end goal, you don't like the process, your actions will be different. You'll be jumping from fad to fad. Simple shit, man. So lock in, man. Lock in, fellas.